Hello everyone, can you hear me? Should work now. Lovely jubbly, there's always a bit of tech issues at the beginning. Right, we'll start again, we're only 5 seconds in. Okay, welcome to the 4th episode of the Blink Slice webinar series. We've heard about direct debits, heard about open banking, and today it's on me to give you a little insight on how we can help you solve certain challenges when it comes to taking card payments. I will be providing you with a brief showcase of how to accept a card payment in various different ways and how you can report at a glance. Just a reminder, any questions, drop them into the Q&A section there, some point on the right-hand side, and we'll be coming to them at the end. So as we've previously spoken about, Blink's the only platform able to offer you 3 payment rails in the same place. Payment rails is a fancy word, I know, but what does that mean? Well, what it means is you can allow your customers to pay you, not just via card payment, but also through open banking transfers and also direct debits. These webinars previously are available on demand through our website and on our LinkedIn pages. I'm going to introduce the means of just accepting a card payment through the Blink portal. We're going to jump straight into a demo. And instead of just showcasing the features here and there and how you can do it, we're going to relate that with 3 different scenarios faced by clients of ours. Now, Blink 2.0 was built based off merchant feedback. It's exactly these issues I'm going to relay back to you, and we're going to see exactly how we can solve them. I'm going to change my screen now, a little bit also tech savvy, so you bear with me. Should be able to see that now. Lovely. Okay, so this is the Blink portal as you would see it when you log in. Right, so 4 different areas we've got: payments, reporting, customer center, and payment operations. We're going to focus mainly on the payments, how you can process those payments. The first scenario we're going to talk about is called "Where is my card machine?" Now, for many years, a business's only way of taking payments was through the card machine, right? When it's on the phone or somebody in front of them. But now with remote working and so many payments over the phone, we can help you process this payment quicker. I'm going to act as Amara. She is the head of accounts for ABC Insurance. She works from home and usually has to pass on the details from a customer. You give her the details over the phone, and she has to take a picture and send it over to those who work in the office where the card machine is based. And that's just her process. Now, what she needs to do, she'll have the Blink portal open. And she's going to have to go to the Take a Payment page. So we're going to click on the Take a Payment page, and you can see how quick it really can be for her to process a payment. She's going to select her merchant ID. So in this case, she's going to be processing a car insurance policy. She has the ability to, break up that payment. So it doesn't have to be a one transaction. It can be variable, it can be fixed, let's say over 12 months, 3 months. And we're going to choose a card payment. All she needs to do, simply name, email address, and reference, the amount that she's processing, when she wants that amount to go through. So if she wants it straight away, that policy is going to get started immediately. And the card details, as well as the address and postcode. We've got address and postcode on there for added security. Obviously, over the phone, that's not included. Here we get address and postcode just so it matches up. Now, this allows her much more flexibility. She can take this payment wherever she might be. She might be in Ibiza, she might be on the beach. It just means that she's not confined to that one card machine and having to get those details processed over. It's much more secure as well. Scenario 2 we're going to run through is what I like to call, is this a secure line? We've all made payments over the phone and all been a bit precarious at who we are transmitting our details to. Sometimes, like my car warranty call recently, they switched off the call recording in the middle of the call, so that my details were not recorded. So many people now are wary of card security. So we've introduced the payment link to alleviate this. Now, what Amara is going to do is she's going to go to the second option here, the first actually, request a payment. This is where she's not going to take that payment immediately. She goes on to the request a payment page. Now, this does not only apply to those who are wary of handling details over the phone, but it's also helpful for those allowing, again, flexibility for your customers. It means they don't have to chase the business waiting on the line to pay. They might not have their wallet. They might be driving, for example, and they can actually make this payment later on. So this is what Amara needs to do. She here will choose her merchant ID again. Again, it's a car insurance policy. She has the option for direct debits and open banking. So those 3 different payment rails. But for the purpose of the demo, I'm just going to choose card payment. I'm going to put our name in. So that's me. I'm going to add my work email address. So let me pop that in right over there. Lovely. And I'm not going to send it as a text. I've got the ability for that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to call it health insurance. Now, As we hear on many a cookery show, here's one I made earlier. Yeah, but we'll call it £5. I could send that, I could generate that as a link, as a URL, go at the bottom of the invoice. So if I send that, I pop that over. This is exactly what the link would show. It would say on the email, ABC Insurance requesting payment, click here to pay. The customer now sees I have my details pre-filled, so I know my receipt going straight there, the reference, the amount. All I got to do is pop my card details, name and postcode, and it's actually a really secure transaction because it goes through 3D Secure. It means I'm not having to give my details over to anybody in the office who I don't trust. I put my details in themselves, that payment can be processed. I am going to now go to the third scenario. We're going to call that, can I make this payment? Can someone pick up the phone? How many times have we wanted to make a payment? It's council tax, but don't start on bringing up the London Borough of Barnet or God knows who. But how many times have we wanted to just take my money? I want to move on. We've got things to do, right? We have got the notion on it called a blink page. Now, put simply, it's an open payment page where the customer has to fill in their own details, notably different to the pay link that is specific and those details are pre-filled. And this would be useful for your business to add on to the bottom of invoices, for example, or for example, a pay here button, pay premium, for example, for insurance, the top of the website, so the customer can just pay on their own volition. And it helps them pay whenever they want. I sometimes hear of issues faced by credit controller. Sometimes they just can't get hold of the clients in order for them to pay. But if they have a payment page, for example, looking a bit like this, then it would help them pay whenever it suits them. They can pay at 8 p.m, for example, once the office is closed. They can pay over a bank holiday. It means they don't need to just dial it in and say, oh no, I'm not being able to get this policy started. I'm off on holiday Monday morning, and throughout the weekend, they can't process the payment for me. Now, a business with credit accounts would find this so useful because all the client needs to do is type in their reference number, the card details, make that payment whenever it suits them. And again, if it's easier for the customer to pay, it usually results in you, the merchant, getting paid quicker. Now, often businesses that are just accepting backed payments are faced with a challenge. That challenge is that it lies with the customer to make that payment. They have the control on when they want to transfer that money. They might not want to pay. For instance, they will leave it until the payment run, or the person in accounts to just, on the 30th, and it's now the 5th, and it's actually the 6th, but, that payment won't be made. We've got the control, says the customer. But by accepting credit card or company credit card, for example, your business can get paid quicker, while the customer actually still has time to pay off that credit. Gives them extra time to pay. Make that payment today. You'll get your money the next day. However, they actually still have an additional 30 days of credit with the card company. Can lead to better cash flow and can also lead to reduced debtors. Less chasing time. You can use that time usually spent on chasing with other resources. Saves time. It's worth bearing in mind. Now, just to end off, I want to run over to the summary page. This is where Amara will go at the end of the day to see exactly what the business has turned over. Now, she'll see a breakdown of all the Blink transactions, what card transactions she's taken through the card machine, for example, if she has one, and the payments taken through open banking and direct debit as well. So here we can see online card transactions, 17 were taken. This is on the 6th. So today, she's not bad, £17.36, 50 pennies, 50p through the card machine, nothing through the mobile app, and all card transactions. So that includes gateways and e-commerce, such as SagePay or any gateway really that would sync up to the Blink merchant account. And again, she sees here her open banking and direct debit transactions as well. So if she wanted to filter that out, for example, this can make reconciliation a breeze. Why? She can see yesterday, instead of perhaps printing out the receipt from the card machine, and maybe if the business, for example, has 3 different locations, the picture's got to be sent, it's got to match up to the batch that came into the account, it's all going to add up. So if she were to just look at today, the end of today's transactions, that data pulls through quickly. And we can see on the right-hand side, we have the most recent funded batches. So primarily, how would you know how the reconciliation worked? You'd have the end of day, and then 3 days later, you'd see, okay, it came into my bank, and this is the amount, it matches up, lovely. But it's a manual process. By automating it, we're knocking out any risk of human error. So if we were to click, for example, on that batch reconciliation, we can see exactly what consisted of that batch, which transactions they were part of. If someone's querying a transaction, for example, we can see all the details that came through it. And if, for example, we saw an issue with one transaction, she'd say, okay, Amara, how do we see this? We don't need to go, for example, back to the printed receipt. She'll go here to all card transactions, and all card transactions will show her the breakdown of all of those transactions. And again, all the reporting requirements, filtering, card numbers, what type of card scheme she took. It can all be filtered out. So we can see here, these are all the transactions that she took. This is when it arrived into the bank, what that batch looked like. So she knows, okay, this batch of £11.37, this came in on the 5th, 2 days ago, so yesterday. So it's really simple for her in terms of reporting, in terms of different locations that Amara might have, or just understanding the different types of revenue streams that she has, and make it much, much easier. She can obviously download all this transaction information, export it to a CSV, and upload it to our accountancy software, so it's nice and easy. 1 penny out means she could be completely wrong, so this ensures that that ain't gonna happen, essentially. So everyone, I hope I've not excited you too much, but what have we learned? Okay, let's just see the PowerPoint there. Lovely. What did we learn? So we've introduced 3 ways to help you to accept card payments. 1 that suits your business, giving you flexibility to take payments from your customers in different ways. You can accept payments through these means often results in better efficiency and handling of data, keeps your business more secure, while securing your customers' card details as well. And really, through these methods of payment, you will see invoices paid quicker through the payment link because it allows your customers the flexibility they want, whether it's different payment rails like open banking or direct debit, or whether it's just to pay in their own time. It means the merchant will end up waiting less time for the customer to pay them ultimately. Now remember, if you're new to Blink, you want to get started straight away, you can. Head over to blinkpayments.co.uk/sign up. We can get you processing through direct debit and open banking straight away. Or if you're an existing customer, send an email over to support@blinkpayment.co.uk. Any questions or queries, we'll be happy to help you. I've got my contact details at the end if there's a specific question you'd like to ask. Just remember that we have upcoming Blink slices again. I know it was short and sweet, but we've got some more in-depth webinars with Sarah Jacobs. She'll be speaking about payments efficiency, how we can help you get paid quicker through different parts of Blink. Giles Hodgson, our very own, will be speaking about Blink pages, something I touched upon, but he'll be discussing it slightly more in depth, and as well as Isaac Marquez, who will be helping us go slightly more detail into all-in-one reporting. So I'm going to ask Sarah, who's sitting here with me, she is going to help me fire over some questions that you, the audience, have apparently popped over, and let's see if we can answer them for you.
Hi, Donny, thank you so much. So the first question here is, how can I add my logo to a Blink page?
Lovely question. So that's going to be spoken about in a upcoming webinar. What we're going to do is we're going to run back straight to the portal here, and we can see that on the customer center here at the bottom, the pay link, obviously, we want it to be branded with your logos and your colors. So we go over to Customizer. That will give you the ability, it will show you here what that Blink page essentially looks like with just that logo added. You have the ability to change the logo, the colors, banners, for example, if there's a specific time of sale that you're doing, time of year, Christmas might be, you can add your opening hours and it will look fully your own. So it gives you another area sort of marketing to your business that you wouldn't have necessarily had before.
Thank you so much. So the next question is, what is the difference between payment links and Blink pages?
Okay, that's quite easy. I can answer that one. A payment link is a personal link. So I'm speaking to Steve, for example, who wants to make a payment for £100. I pop in his email, his name and the amount, and then he puts in that data. Whereas a Blink page is open. It's the same URL. You can have as many Blink pages as you need for different parts of the business, but it means that the customer puts in their own details. But really useful for those with credit accounts or the like.
Thank you. Next question. Do pay links get to my customers instantly?
They do. They do. You have the ability to send it by email and mobile number as text. You'll receive that straight away, just as like when the customer pays, the merchant receives an email notification on payment and can also be viewed on recent Blink transactions. So it's really, really quick.
Incredible. Last question. Do online card transactions in the summary include payment links transactions as well?
Yes, absolutely. So if we go over to the summary page, which I think I've actually ended, if we go to all card transactions, so we will pull this down, we'll go to all cards. This will show all the card transactions that you've taken, be it the card machine, the Blink portal, or gateways. But if, for example, we've made it more granular for you to see, so if we go recent Blink transactions, we'll actually be able to see what form of payment that was taken in. So, for example, we can see here that Mr. Rafi Dimes, he took the payment through the take a payment page, the virtual terminal, and if we go further down, for example, hopefully one shows up with a Blink pay link, but essentially it would show up in the same place.
Thank you so much. That's the last question for today.
Okay, lovely. Any questions? Those are my contact details. Please get in touch. Oh, There we go. It's there. Please get in touch. More than happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you so much for joining, and look forward to hearing from you again really soon. All the best. Have a lovely day.